get my video up to this point where I can stream and then show you the the news articles that I want to show you. So let's jump right in. Welcome to the Crypto Andy channel, and I will go ahead and start. All right, there we go. So, big news from Africa. Africa focused crypto exchange Yellow Card grants virtual virtual license to operate in Botswana. So let's look into this story. They're giving a virtual asset service provider license by a non-banking financial institution, regulatory authorities say. So the reason that this is such big news is that Africa is a country that really needs a lot of institutional infrastructure when it comes to things like banking the unbanked, for example. So the fact that Yellow Card is the first crypto exchange to be granted permission to operate in the Southern African country, you know, really given permission by the government is huge because of the implications it can have, to the rest of the world. If crypto can prove itself on a large scale as an institutional force to bank people for medical purposes, and this is very early days with yellow cards, but if they can develop themselves and be a part of the government, be like a not part of the government, but use blockchain technology to replace a service that previously only regulator would do, like medical records, or I know there's been some work with students and student transcripts in Africa as well. But if they can succeed, have a good reputation, then it will encourage other African countries to proceed. Um, and so this will increase adoption in Africa, which is very important to help those people. As it relates to the Western countries, however, um, to quote Hodgkinson from Cardano from Ada, you have a social building block that you can then translate over to the West, and then other people, other regulators would be far more willing to incorporate cryptocurrency more than it has been, because right now there's a lot of resistance, a lot of regulatory mayhem going on. I think the government mainly wants to figure out how to properly tax the cryptocurrency and how to, um, regulate, how to, be able to track people, which I'm not a big fan of any of that stuff, but that is how the government works. They want to make sure they have control over certain things. And when it comes to cryptocurrency, it's made not to do that, really. It's made to be outside of financial rails. I don't think anyone would disagree with consumer protection laws, but they wouldn't want the government to step in and make a mess of things as they're have a track record of doing it in certain respects, in certain ways. So that's big news out of Africa. All right, let's see what else we got here. Crypto lawyer John Deaton praises XRP. 3 reasons why Axie Infinity Prize is doomed. All right, let's click on this one. The axis chart does not painting a pretty picture. Its relative strength index has been under 50 since the middle of August. So you generally use the RSI when it's under 30, which means that it's very oversold. So the fact that it's in the middle in 50, it's in that middle range of 50, then it's not good. So, and let's check this out. Maybe next time we can do it. Or here, let me give you an example of RSI. This is a stock that I was looking at. Look at crypto. Let me look at ADA. was the example. So this is the RSI, right? Let me shrink that down. And when it's under 30 here, this is a buy zone. So if you have bought here and then sold here, you sell when the RSI is over 70. And the way that works out in price action, if you have bought it here at 0.33 cents and sold at 0.41 cents, we can measure that. That's going to be, what is that? 25% gain in what? Since let me go back to here. 25% gain in like 5 days. That's not bad, right? If you had made this trade, I should have made this trade, but I was looking at uranium stocks, which are doing about as well. I think the uranium stock I was looking at was like 13%. So this RSI just shows you it's a tool for when to come in and when to get out. And this would be a short-term trade. And this also happened because ADA is so low. It's like 0.32 cents. So back to the news on Yellow Card. This is the actual Yellow Card website, yellowcard.io. And we have some of the press releases. They want to be the unicorn status by 2023. They're paving the way for African women in crypto. This is an interesting story, Larry. Let's check this out. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. All right. So in the Run for Yellow Card's financial webinar on women in crypto, they explore why women are needed to solve more than just a diversity problem. Like most of the fintech space, the world of cryptocurrency is dominated by men, and we would like more women. In the more traditional cultures, women are, the homekeeper, the housekeeper, and so they definitely are involved financially when it comes to those expenses, when it comes to buying food and in this traditional sense, correct? So if women can be using cryptocurrencies to make purchases, there's a really good place for them in the crypto world, where they can do those transactions with, say, a Bitcoin, like in El Salvador, and they can have their own account on their phone, and they can have more independence and be banked, and it would just be a really good thing for more women to be included. I know I definitely support that. Let's see what else we have. Okay, the top brands on Ethereum. This is a chart that I wanted to show you guys. This is a reference to NFTs and the Web3. And I think that Web3 and the NFT space, the metaverse space, that's the single hottest thing in crypto when it comes to how it could change the world if people are in the metaverse. It's like just like looking at a computer screen, except you have the VR goggles on you, and you can purchase it. And right now, if you were to use, Oculus or anything, it looks very cartoony. But eventually, once the technology advances in 5 years and 10 years, maybe shorter, and it becomes really a far more immersive experience where all your senses are touch, sound, vision, hearing, touch with like warmth, that will be like a whole world inside of that metaverse. And so the companies that are the most involved, I found this very interesting. If you're interested in investing into the metaverse, the number one company, primary sales revenue, Nike, $93 million. And so, Nike's not going to ignore something that's making them $93 million in NFT sales, which is very low production costs for them to make NFTs, to promote NFTs. They're already there with brand names. So they're definitely not going to ignore making this kind of money on something like NFTs and Web3. I know that you can buy sneakers, you can buy athletes, you can buy like basketball cards and things like that, football cards. You buy little clips. Gucci is in there as well. I guess virtual purses, $10 million. They're not gonna ignore that. Budweiser, can't drink the beer, but you can have a lot of ads. And if you've ever gone into, I think it was I went into one that was a Corona, like the beer Corona. I went into an event that they had, and you can go in there, and it's like a little avatar, and you can see the different ingredients that go into a Corona. There's a guy chopping lemons. You can go up like a little slide, and then it's like a little mini world on Coronas, which essentially serves to promote their product in the metaverse. And all these companies, they're spending millions of dollars, um, you know, to promote their products because they can see that. They can see that the metaverse is going to play a big role, increasing role in how people shop. So that's definitely not something to ignore. Let's see, CoinDesk. Oh, this story. Kathy Wood buys more Coinbase, which I heard earlier in the year they dumped Coinbase because the SEC was going to, look into them, but I guess they're back in now. And part of their fintech innovation fund, they've added 880 shares of Coinbase, roughly 8% of the fund's weight. And you can go on to the ARK fund and look at their top listings. So Coinbase, as part of the fintech innovation fund, would be a top listing. So if you wanted to do innovation stocks, one little trick is just look at their top holdings and see if that makes sense to you. If this is something that you want to be involved in. And you can just, you don't have to buy the ARK fund. You can just buy the stocks. But if you're in cryptocurrency, if you own a lot of cryptocurrency already, you have wallets and stuff like that, then maybe you don't want Coinbase just because you'd rather just have Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA. You'd rather just own the actual cryptocurrency. And Coinbase is an exchange, which is like a service. But me personally, I would do this as a swing trade, perhaps, if I thought that the Coinbase was going to go up in price. But I would not. I would not hold this for the long term like the way I would like a Bitcoin. I'd rather just have the Bitcoin than Coinbase. So Matic's eyes on the $1 mark to see. Okay, the recent advance in layer 2 scaling solutions. Matic is really good because of their relationship with Ethereum. They're using their technology, ZK rollups, to extend the speed of Ethereum transactions. So let's go take a look at Matic real quick. Let's see, do I got Matic? Maybe I can. All right, let me see. Let me look this up, guys. Matic. Oh, guess we can check out Matic some other time. Let's see, crypto. Matic. Okay, there we go. So right now, did Matic break $1? Ooh, let me see. Let me check this out. Almost. It almost broke $1. There's not that much resistance at around $1, but let's see here. Okay, it came pretty close at 96 cents. So that wouldn't have been a bad trade. All the markets are going up as we go into this November election cycle in the United States. That's not coincidence, of course. And you can see the RSI. If you had bought here and then boop, sold all the way here. Oh, this is the MACD. Okay, let me look at the RSI. Oh, RSI, relative strength index. Guess your last good chance was October 13th, but if you had bought here, that's not bad. October 22nd, and then it went all the way into oversold. So now it's like it's going to come down, perhaps retest, then go back up, hopefully. We squeeze money, flows, money is going into it. Let's see what else we got. News. So stablecoin issuer Circle bullish on crypto after crypto asset law proposal. Circle is turning bullish on the crypto industry in European Union, calling the markets in crypto assets. Law requires regulated path for stablecoins in Europe. So stablecoins are the most hotly debated part of some of the crypto, where a lot of people think that stablecoins is going to be something the government will try to regulate out of existence because they don't want it competing with their own, currency, like the euro, for example. I know USDC in America is really big. It's one of the biggest cryptocurrencies, and it's a stable coin, and that doesn't do anything else but be a peg to the dollar. And yet it's one of the biggest coins. It's one of the biggest market capitalizations out there. So if stable coins can, have a regulated path where they're not destroyed by the European government or any government, then this is bullish for the crypto industry as a whole. All right, guys, those are some of the news that I wanted to cover. My favorite one being what's happening with African-focused yellow card in Botswana. If this can succeed, it'll be really good for cryptocurrencies everywhere. So that's something to keep an eye on. The infrastructure needs in Africa are the opportunities for decentralized technologies to fill that role, and then that should lead to more adoption. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video.